That structure right above us, is that a shack as well, or was that the training area?
That is part of the gatehouse. You can enter there. There's a door.
I'll try the door. Is it open?
The door does indeed open.
Okay, I'll go in.
You see barrels filled with weapons, 30 spears, 5 bows, tons of arrows. You see an extra gate bar in here, nails and lumber to batten down the gate if need be. You see lanterns with candles, and there's another door in here.
I'll grab one of the lanterns and a couple of candles.
Okay. It's like a paper lantern.
Okay, and I'll try the other door.
Door opens. There's a ladder going up to the top of the tower that is next to the gate.
I'll take the ladder.
From here, you can see out for miles over the magnolia forest. White and pink trees face the Mogami Gawa, all the way up to the Temple of Forgotten Memories. In the distance, you can see the mountains of both Dragon and Phoenix lands. There's a shadowy figment here as well. He stands guard silently.
Is he speaking?
He is not.
All right, I'll approach the shadowy figure.
Okay.
Konbanwa.
You feel its presence. It does not respond to you.
All right, I'll just kind of wave my hand through him.
He vanishes very slowly, and as you touch him, he just kind of fades out. But you still feel his presence there. That kind of feeling where you feel like someone's watching you or there's someone in the room with you, but it's not like a malicious feeling or anything. There's something just beyond your perceptions, and if you could just focus.
I will wander slowly down the path.
It slopes up to the gatehouse. There's a hitch for horses. There's a magnolia tree. It looks like the ground is worn in a lot of places where they do drills for the soldiers that are garrisoned here. You go into the second gatehouse.
If she starts heading that way, I'm going to start following her.
The gate opens into the next courtyard. The doors are sturdy but open, and the bars left up. There are 2 shadowy figments here. What was the alert called for? I don't know yet. Just be ready. They both run towards the inner courtyard. What was that? Oh no! One runs. Hold, you coward! The shadow falls and screams. The other pulls out a spear and spears something unseen. And then they both vanish. Basically, they were guarding towards the outer courtyard, but when they heard something, an alarm, they turned towards the inner courtyard and then ran the other direction away.
So something from within was getting out.
Maybe.
I'm going to move a little bit in front of the monk.
You feel their presence still.
I want to get to right here.
Just like I described to Gary.
And I'm going to look down into this area.
The main courtyard, the final courtyard before the castle. The path slopes up until it gets to the main double doors of the castle. It also branches off to what looks to be barracks. To the south, there is a well-maintained garden.
Onsuke.
I want to go here.
This old shed, it looks like everyone else has gone down the road. We should probably get going.
Sounds wise.
Oh, nobody ever says I sound wise.
I'm drunk.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Now that these 2 are coming up the path, I will tell them about what we just saw, that it looks like some guards were frightened by something coming down the path and actually ran back outward.
The spirits then vanished after replaying in some old scene?
Yes.
I wonder if we're going to find breaches in the firewall or if it came from inside.
Are we missing someone?
Yes, I'll run that way as well.
Oh yeah. Kadir, you come up from behind.
Jumps off. Wow!
I'll just take a quick look inside of the building.
Which one, the north or the south?
North.
A barrel of 30 spears, an empty daisho stand, and a yari that is jade-tipped.
That would be helpful if there's any Meiho Sukai around.
If you have a full quiver,
does
Howard,
anyone amongst you know how to use a yari properly?
Sticking with the pointy end.
there's more to it than that, but yes, that is the general idea, isn't it?
I prefer my Tetsubo, my lady.
I'm aware of how to handle one, but I prefer the Yumi. But if no one else can handle one, I will take it.
Well, it would be a good idea to bring along.
I'm not
just
there,
in
but I would
case.
say I would use it.
You just need to get over here and stop running off.
He keeps running off, yeah.
I'm
They call me
investigating.
AED. Before I leave, I want to peek into that southern house there.
It looks like a table and chairs in here, 2 bento boxes, a book, some weatherproofing stuff. It looks like a place where the guards go to rest and relax.
The guard's missing sake, because guards stash sake somewhere.
Yes, of course. That would be one of the first things I would look for.
You find a
And
bottle
I'm
of
going to
sake.
open the bento box to see if the food is still fresh.
Yep, bento box opens. Looks like there's a nice little meal in there, and it seems warm.
Close the bento box, grab them. Any sake?
Yeah,
Any shochu?
there's a little thing of sake.
Oh, of course, grab that.
I will observe all the necessary protocol of opening that door.
Okay, the room has cubbies with people's gear and scrolls. Sword stands with swords presented. Sets of light armor with phoenix symbols. Bedrolls rolled up and tucked in corners. There are many shadows in this room, but it's hard to discern what they talk about until one comes in, seemingly exasperated. Everyone! Hibiki! We were attacked at the old silver mine! Oni! Grab your arms! We have to get Hibiki back! The crowd agrees and begin to gear up. Then, they vanish.
Hibiki, does that name mean anything?
Not to you.
The gear that was laying around the room, it didn't look shadowy. It looked like normal gear until they put it on. Is that correct?
Okay.
You don't, the gear is real. There is real gear in here.
I walk
laying around.
I walk over here and I want to look into here.
This closet has bedrolls, blankets, pillows, and cleaning supplies. There are training dummies in here and other training gear.
I don't want to touch anybody's stuff.
Yeah, I'm not touching any of it.
Okay.
Anybody's stuff. I'm not moving
While
any
that's
of it.
happening, the people outside, there's a tiny little shack.
I'll go check that out. And can I open the door?
A small shed here has wooden bars for a door. It looks to be a cell for wrongdoers. There are 3 shadowy figments here. Damn you, traitor, says one outside the shed. My brothers are dying to these monsters. Why don't you just banish them, you damnable Sukai? The one in the cell responds. Let me out. I'll do my best to help. The third chimes in. Yeah, like you would, wouldn't you? Kobshiko-sama wants you here. So you should count yourself lucky she didn't kill you. With that, figments vanish. But
So Sukai were involved. Interesting.
But you feel the presence of them still. You can feel them just outside of your perceptions.
I wouldn't open that door. There's no telling what the Yori of the Mako Sukai could do. Are either of you hungry? Everything's warm in these bento boxes, so it's like what happened 600 years ago is still happening right now.
This
Um,
is a...
I don't know if I would eat that.
Well, I'm certainly going to drink this sake.
I'm not surprised.
Me and Gary were having a small conversation on
You are having a small conversation. I am reading it. So while you are role-playing inside, I'll go back out to the other 3. Where are you moving to next? Or are you continuing to examine the cell?
If I see scrolls through this door, I'm coming through the door and looking at the darn scrolls. 'cause
Okay.
I'm looking for a scroll right now.
You come in and start looking through the
Inside,
scrolls.
It's logical for us to stay together at this point.
What I'm looking for is more than likely going to be in the main castle, but it could
You
be in
find-
here.
You find
Doubtful, but possible.
You find letters, but mostly these scrolls have instructions on how to perform kata and technique.
Shiba-san, these are not your belongings.
They belong to dead Phoenix. They're just as much mine as anybody else in my clan at this point.
Shiba-san, perhaps it's best not to
This is
disturb what has lain silent for these many years.
Actually, it's as if this was just happening, because these bento boxes are still warm. He holds up one of the bento boxes.
I do not care what magics have been performed to maintain this area. It is not our place nor our home. It is not our belongings, and we must respect those who came before us.
Shiba-san, how do you know the food is safe to eat?
I'm not going to eat it. It's merely warm.
And he knows that the sake is safe to drink, and I trust his sense of taste.
And again, I hold that since these are Phoenix Holdings and the owners are departed, it's in my clan's best interest to find out what happened here.
We have not made full headway through this place. I would suggest you leave your tampering until we have.
Tampering. Interesting way you have of putting things, Akuma-san. Oh, I am presented with something that I must investigate on my clan's honor.
And yet you wish to tamper through the possessions
I'm not
here?
tampering, I'm investigating. I'm finding possibly notes that might indicate what occurred here.
I do not believe that soldiers had time to document their deaths before they did so.
No, but there might be some sort of clue in some of this. There was a Sukai who was out in that cell out there. Someone may have written about him and what happened.
Onishi smiles while fingering the edge of his bow.
Shibi-san, if I may offer the wisdom of the Tao in this matter simply says to tread lightly in order to appease the spirits. I understand your clan's honor is at stake, but perhaps we can simply investigate until we know what's going on. But I do understand that Shiba-san must collect artifacts in order to investigate them. This is not grave robbing, Ikuma-san.
Also, are not Shugenja responsible for handling the things of those that have gone? Are we not responsible for funeral rites? Are we not responsible for laying the spirits to rest? Isn't that part of our job?
The Tao does say this.
Hi, but you are not usually instructed to do so while in such a state.
I'm not really in any state whatsoever.
I think that you are jealous because this is now Phoenix Land, even though it's been over 600 years.
I have no claim here, Daijoji-san.
Exactly.
Neither do you nor any of us at this point. Even the claims at the time were disputed heavily. Unless we wish to spark another war, I suggest we all tread lightly and decide carefully how we wish to proceed. I open this door.
Slides open.
I walk in.
This room looks to be a planning room. There's a low table in here with a map of the area.
I walk over to the map and I look for where the silver mine is.
All right, you find it on the map.
Okay. I will take out my journal and draw a smaller map version and trace out the cartography.
Pillows surround the table. There are cubbies with letters inside.
Doesn't matter.
There are two figments around the table. Sawa-san, how do we fight? We are just warriors. We need your guidance against these creatures. I'm not sure what to say. I have questioned Badaka, but his answers confuse me. Are we sure he's behind these attacks? You have the scrolls. Are they not Mayho? Indeed they are, yet I did not detect taint upon him. It could be he has the ability to hide it, which is not uncommon among Sukai. That would mean he's transferring it somewhere else. And then the spirits fade away. There's also another door back there. Everybody make a perception check. Just raw perception. It looks like only Shiba Hansuke made the roll. Shiba-san, you hear faint scratching from that far door in that war room. There are 30 spears and a whole bunch of willow leaf arrows and some hummingbulb arrows if you want some.
I will take the arrows.
There are like 300 of them.
Grab.
There are 300 of them. You can't carry all
I will
of them.
have arrow mail as my new armor.
They're in a barrel, so people can just grab them and run out and start
I'm
shooting.
going to take the barrel and position in front of me at like a vertical, and then I'm just going to spin the barrel and fire quickly like it's a Gatling gun. How many ways